Hi guys, this is Svein on the SRS channel, and today we're gonna have a look at something a little bit out of the ordinary. I've picked up these two figures. They are 1/12 scale, and we can have a quick look at the box here. It is a girl, apparently, 1/12 scale action figure body, made by Romankey and Cowl Productions. And there's the front of the box. From one of the sides it says girl in elongated typings there. You got this art on the back of the box, and on the other side you got the Cowl and Romankey logos. This is the white skin version, and the other one here is the yellow skin, or I would call it tan. And there is a third version that is more brown, like African American colored body. And yeah, I picked up these two, and I want to talk a little bit about the packaging here. As you can see, you got the pose here of the figure, and you see some drawing lines at the bottom here. The figure have absolutely no paint on it, and I think the figure is actually meant as a drawing aid. You pose it, you snap a photo, and you can use the photo in, for example, like Photoshop or something, and draw on top of the photo and make your own drawings. My intention of these two was to paint the eyes and the hair on both figures and just make a couple of random 1/12 scale characters out of them. But I think their primary intention is to be used as drawing aids. So yeah, there is that. And as I said, Romankey and Cowl did these two figures, and these are the white and yellow skin versions. Since they're both exactly the same, I'm gonna open both boxes and compare the colors on the bodies, but we're gonna primarily look at just one of them. So I think we're going for the white skin. Let me open the boxes and I'll be right back. And here is the packaging, or the clamshell packaging, for both versions. As you already can see, one is a little bit more pale than the other one, and we use this one for better contrast. Here is what you get. You get a upper torso piece with a smaller bust size. You get the 4 pairs of extra hands, and you get a pair of more bulky thighs, so you can swap out the legs. The ones that comes on the figure are a little bit slimmer, but yeah, the packaging is the same for both figures. So I'm gonna put this one aside for a minute here. And there you have a better view at it. Now, if I can do it like this. First off, we got the upper torso piece, and as you can see, the one extra piece here have a smaller bust size than the one that comes on the figure. Then you have the legs. As you can see, the thigh area is a little bit more, how should I put it, muscular, just to not offend anyone. But yeah, you can have some bigger thighs on your figure if you want that. And as far as hands goes, let me see if I can sort them out there. You get a pair of staff holding or gun holding hands. I'd imagine you can use them for whatever you want to. They're really small. No paint on these as far as I can tell. But they're really well sculpted. You get a pair of like posing hands or elegant posed hands or whatever you want to call them. And it's a nice dynamic pose right there. You also get a pair of relaxed hands. These are really tiny, so my fingers get in way of the camera lens there, but yeah. And you get a pair of flat palm hands for supporting a sitting pose if you want that. And that's it for the hands, the legs, and the upper extra torso bit. Now, moving on to the figure. It's a really beautiful head sculpt with a nice haircut on it. Nicely sculpted. The body overall is nicely sculpted. And I'm not sure if the camera can catch it, but there's a slight difference between the plastic on the overall figure and the shoulder blades and the shoulder backbone pieces there. And there's a slightly different color on the hip piece as well. But it's not too much of a noticeable difference. Overall, the figure have the same color more or less. But yeah, you got a double ball joint up in the neck, so you can move the head back and forth. By moving it, you can allow it to look a slightly more up and down, and you also have I think it's a single ball peg down in the bottom at the neck, so the figure can look a lot down and a lot up. You got I think it's a single ball joint at the upper diaphragm here, but it looks like the upper torso piece is in two pieces. If I can get it on camera. And you got swivel and all that. I think there's a single one at the bottom of the hip too, if I can keep the piece in focus. The shoulders have a butterfly joint, as you can see there. It rotates full 360, moves in and out, and the shoulder piece slightly moves up and down too. You got a bicep swivel. There's a double jointed elbow, but you don't get the full bend out of it. That's as much as I can get it. There is a ball hinge in the wrist there, giving you the up and down, and if you rotate it, you can get the side to side. Right there. Full rotation at the head there. The legs, there's no moving the hip up and down, but she can kick back and forth this much. There's about this much split in the legs or in the hips. You get a thigh rotation. There's a double jointed knee that gives you the full bend right there. The ankles can move down, slightly up. You get a ankle swivel, and there is a toe bend right there. So that's pretty much it for the body. Now I'll take out the other figure. This is the white version, and this is the so-called yellow version. But I'm calling the one on the left pale and the one on the right tan. And as I said, there is a third version that is a more African American brown, if you like that. But there's the difference between these two. And then there is a matter of swapping pieces. Now, I'm a little bit scared because, as you can see, I just pulled a little on it. The hand itself didn't even leave the ball peg, but the ball joint seemed to start splitting, and I'm worried that the pieces are a little bit too thin, so you might need a hairdryer or hot water to swap out the hands. So I'm not gonna do that, but the upper arms here, that's how the joint works. And you just swap the pieces over to this one, and you can remove the neck, and as you can see, there's a peg on a ball joint in the neck joint there. This peg needs to stay in the body, as you can see here. So you need to remove that piece, or you can even possibly glue it, because it's a key shaped in the shape of a square there. And In the diaphragm there's a double ball peg. You got this middle section piece that is a soft rubber, and that's basically how you swap out the pieces. This one stays on the figure, and that's basically it. Now, I'm also worried a little bit about the shoulder joint. It looks really thin, really fragile. So be careful when using force to pull off the arms here. The legs are probably... Oh, it's really in there. So I'm not gonna try to swap the pieces, but you get the gist of it. So yeah, that's basically the figure. Let me get a couple of other 1/12 scale bodies, or yeah, some comparison bodies, and I'll be right back. Hold on. And here we have a scale comparison with 3 different other types of figures. On the right here, it's a TB League 1/12 scale body, and as you can see, those 2 bodies match pretty similar in height, and I'm considering the figure on the very right here to be more 1/12 scale compared to 1/6 scale. And then we have this Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Liu Kang figure that and at least the website I'm ordering my figures from, he is marketed as a 1/12 scale figure, but he's more in the range of a 1/10 scale figure. He's slightly taller than 1/6 scale. But all these 3 1/12 scale figures works well together. People come in different sizes, so they look good. I also got this 1/6 scale figure in the back here, just to show you how tall this 1/12 scale figure is in comparison. They should reach about midway on a 1/6 scale figure. So this looks good. And yeah, there you have the comparison. And that was my review on this Romankey and Cowl Productions 1/12 scale action figure body, girl version. We've had a look at both the white and the yellow version. In front of you here, the figure we have been focused the most on is the white version, but as I said, it also comes in one more version if you want a more African American brown color on the body. But here you have the pale and the tan, or white and yellow. And yeah, as I said in the introduction, this figure is actually meant for posing, taking a picture, and using the picture in Photoshop and draw on top of, or pose the figure, put it on a table and draw what you see. So it is basically a drawing aid and not really a action figure in a action figure toy line. It's just a drawing aid, as the box indicates here, and it stands really well on its own, but you can also use a stand if you want to make some in-air poses or something like that. I was originally only going to get one, but I was afraid that it would break, because it already in the pictures it looked a little bit fragile. So I bought a second set just to keep in one piece, just in case something broke on the first one. I don't know if you have noticed on this particular body here, it doesn't look like this leg is completely in there, but that might be able to be fixed. But it is what it is. You're supposed to use it as a drawing aid and ignore the joints and stuff when you draw your character. So visible joints, it's not really a big issue here with this figure, but it's very poseable. It can actually bend very much forward. She can curl up to a ball, if I can make it happen here in just a few seconds. Like so. So, as I've repeatedly said plenty of times here, this figure is really meant as a drawing aid. I hope you liked this review, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and as always, go nuts in the comments, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Bye bye.